Hey scrap fans, it's Patrice from CropsyTurvy.com, and today I'm going to show you a layout that I made using the new line called Shimelle from American Crafts. And here are some of the things that I'm going to try to use. I don't think I end up using all of those things, but this is what I pulled out to try to just limit my selection. That is a die cut from her die cut set, roller stamp. So I'm starting out with the sheet of paper from her paper line. There's actually two sheets there. The one that is orange is called Earhart, and the other one is, I'm not sure, I'll put that in the text at the bottom. But I printed my photo on 4x6 with my Canon selfie. And here I'm just trimming an inch off of either side so I can have an 11-inch box, and I am going to mat it on that larger sheet so that I have a border of the black and white stripe. And I want to give myself a base of solid to work off there for my title and to map my picture. So I cut this gray cardstock down to I think 4 inches by 11 inches, so it just goes across and it lets me keep that black and white border. So I'm just going to ink the edges of my paper for a little depth. I'm using the Heidi Swapp Archival dye ink in black. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mat that orange Earhart paper from Shimelle's line onto the black and white diagonal stripe. And then I'm going to put the gray strip right across, and that's going to give me sort of an area of focus for my photo and my title. This photo was taken last weekend at the Harmony Fair with my husband and daughter. We were just getting ready to leave the fair, and I turn around and she's holding this giant shaved ice. I mean, it was really kind of ridiculous how big it was. But here I'm just putting in a little bit of blue from the collection. I want to try to keep this from looking too Halloweenish, and I am using the orange and black, so I wanted to put in that blue because later on you'll see I found a really great sticker that I wanted to incorporate, and it has some of the teal blue in there also. So these are these acrylic letters from the Pier. That was the collection from Crepe Paper, I think last summer, and I've been holding on to these for a while. So I'm going to use those for my title to say OMG. And this is some black chalkboard washi from, I think, Hey Memories. And I was going to try to use it to hold down the letters, but it was too heavy. And it just looked, I just didn't like it. So I took that off, and I pulled out my tiny attacher. And I end up just stapling the top, and then I pulled up my gray cardstock, and I just put a little staple in with the tiny attacher just to hold those down. And I was happy with the way that worked out. So then I'm going to play around with the paper a little more, and I found that little journaling card in the ephemera package, the die cut package from the Shimelle line, and it has date on the top of it, so I'm going to end up stamping the date there. And then I've been wanting to use these foam thicker phrases from Amy Tangerine from the +1 line. And this was perfect because that's exactly what I said when she turned around with this shaved ice. I said, "Oh my God, seriously?" Because we were getting ready to leave, and now we had this huge shaved ice. So I used the seriously, and then I put the little question mark from the letter sticker thickers from that same line. And then I'm going to use this little die cut from the Shimelle line just to write my journaling, and I'm just basically saying how we were getting ready to leave, and then I turned around, here was this shaved ice, and I'm using the gray American Crafts journaling pen from Shimelle. It's the .03. I really like the fine point on it, and I like the fact that it's not a real harsh color. It's gray over black. So then I'm going to pull out this cardstock sticker, and this is this was cute. It says, "Is this for real?" I think it says. And it's a little bit too big, so but I really did want to use it, so I end up just kind of trimming off that excess. There was like some teal diagonal lines, and I just trimmed them off right to the edge so that you just have the blue arrow and then the gold foil. And then that kind of gave me my color scheme then, because I had blue and black and gold that I wanted to repeat. So I decided that that would be one small area of embellishment, and then the journaling card up at the top where I would stamp the date would be the second, and then you'll see I do a third area down in the corner. So I adhered my little journaling piece, and I'm going to go ahead and start to just ink the edges of these items and then glue them down. And I started with that little card, and then I'm just going to kind of glue the photo to the blue, and then I'll put those all down, adhere them all together. So once I committed to that, I'm going to go ahead and commit to the sticker, and I did just ink the edges of that a little bit because they looked a little rough from where I cut them. And I'm just going to have that arrow pointing to the giant shaved ice. And then I go and I start looking around to see what else I want to do. Oh, I got out one of the pop dots to put up underneath that, to just because it's kind of hanging off the side a little bit, and it makes it a little more stable and gives it some dimension. So now I'm looking around for, there's my date stamp, and that is the date stamp from the Shimelle Line, and I just stamped it once and then stamped off again. And now I'm going to play with this chalk washi tape a little bit, and at first it just looks way too heavy, and I'm just not real happy with it. So I put this little piece on, and then I'm going to start looking for some embellishments. I want to put some gold and some blue. So I'm just kind of playing around with different embellishments and where I want to put things. I found these gold enamel dots for my mind's eye, and then I pulled the branding strip off from that was from the orange Earhart paper, and I decided to just cut a little piece and put behind there to just kind of, I think it kind of pulls it all together and brings that black and white into that area. So I put that down. I had taken off the washi tape, but then I decided to tear it just a little bit more, make it a little bit thinner, and then once I get it a little thinner, then I'm happy with it. So I decided to leave that there. So then that gives me an area with black, and then I have the little the gold star, and then I put some washi down at the bottom, and that gives me my black and gold. And then I just need to add a little bit of blue in that area and a little bit of black in the other area. So I find some more enamel dots from my mind's eye. I think that was from the Record It, and I found a blue that matches the other blues nicely, and I just put a little triangle of 3 there, and then up here I used the smaller size, and I just put 3 in a row. And then over at the where the sticker is, I was looking for some black enamel dots I was going to scatter there, and I couldn't find any any black. I found those Heidi Swap stars, and they were navy blue, so they weren't going to work. So I looked through everything, and finally I find this little black puffy sticker camera from Amy Tangerine, and that gave me just enough black that I was happy with it. I played around for a little bit with this gold camera and decided it just wasn't working, so I gave it another look, and I decided that I was good with it. So that is my layout, and I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to visit me at www.cropsyturvy.com, and until next time, happy scrapping!